Okay, I'll start now. We're gonna go over data types and operators. So there's 4 different data types. There's a string, a float, integers, and booleans. So a string is basically like you can have a sequence of characters inside like single or double quotes, and a string cannot be changed like after they're defined. So we can write it as like hello, how are you in quotes or single quotes, and then we can also put like numbers and letters and different characters as well. So an integer is like a whole number. It has no decimals, and they can be positive or negative. So in Python, we can just say like 14, negative like 214, negative 33, and yeah. Oh, you have a question?
So when you say integers, when you include integers in Python, is it like normal integers when you use in math? Like math
Mhm,
integers are just like Python integers, like they're like any number, including negative numbers.
yeah. So the next one are floats. They're decimal numbers. They can be positive or negative, and they're written as float in Python. So we can say 42.5, 12.0, negative 5.7, negative 16.4, 24.5, and 16.2. So floats like just have to have a decimal. And so a Boolean, it's a Python built-in data type, and it represents the truth value of an expression. So if I said like 1 is greater than 2, that's incorrect. So it would say false. And then if I said 4 is greater than 2, we would say true because that's a true statement. So a Boolean can either be true or false. Okay. So comparison operators, we can like compare different values to each other. So if we put 2 equal signs, that means equal to. So if we did 4 equals 4, then it would output true because 4 equals 4. And if we said if we want to check if it's not equal to each other, we would put the exclamation point and then equal sign. So that means not equal to. So if you put 4 and then not equal to 8, then we'll output true because 4 is not equal to 8. And then the greater than sign, if we did 5 is greater than 3, it would say true because 5 is greater than 3. And then for less than, it's the same thing, but the less than sign. So if we did 5 is less than 3, it would output false because 5 is greater than 3. And then we have the less than or equal to operator. It's basically the less than sign and then equal to. So if we said 2 is less than or equal to 4, it would output true because 2 is less than 4. And then we have the greater than or equal to operator. It's the greater than symbol and then the equal sign. So if we did 5 is greater than or equal to 5, then it will output true because 5 is equal to 5. Okay. Do you guys have any questions so far? Or?
Um, Mr. Anish, I don't think we might. I think so this is actually a comment. I think I've seen this before. I still have some experience with Python. so I but then some of them are kind of new to me. So could you actually share the slide at the end of the class?
Okay, yeah. I'll put it in the Google Classroom too. So we're going to go over arithmetic operators now. So there's addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, modulo, exponent, and floor division. So addition, just like math, you just use the plus sign to add stuff. You can add strings, floats, and integers together. So if I did like 22 plus 4, we get 26, and then 5 plus 7 is 12, and then negative 43 plus 12, that's negative 31, and then so on and so forth. So next is subtraction, just like simple math. This uses the minus symbol, and you can and then you can like subtract values like integers and floats. So like 12 minus 10 equals 2, and then 7 minus 14, that's negative 7, and then 2.5 minus 1.2, that's 1.3. And then division, use the forward slash symbol, and then divide integers and floats. So like 6 divided by 3 is 2.0, and then 8 divided by 5 is like 1.6. Next, we have floor division. So it's basically like division, but we use 2 slashes. So it like divides values like integers and floats, and it only gives you the integer part of the result. So it only gives you like the quotient. So here in this example, if we did 15 divided by 7, we get 2 and then a remainder of 1. So it won't count the remainder of 1, and then it will just output as 2, like here. So if we did 7 divided floor division 2, we get 3, remainder 1. But it's only going to be 3 because it's the integer part of the answer. So yeah, like I said, so if we did division, 8 divided by 5, we get 1.6, and then floor division 8, floor division 5, we get 1, and then division 5 divided by 6 is 2.5, but 5 floor division by 6 is 2, and then 6.3 divided by 2 is 3.15, and then 6 divided by 3, floor division 2 is just 3.0. Okay, so next is multiplication. Use the star sign, and then you can multiply like strings and integers and floats together. So 4 times 2 is 8, and then 6 times 14 is 84, and then negative 12 times 4 is negative 48, and then 12.2 times 0.5 is 6.1, and then yeah, just like normal math. So next we have an exponent. We can use 2 star signs, and then so if we did 2 star 3, we'd get 2 to the power of 3, or 2 times 2 times 2. So if we did that, we get 8, and then 2 to the power of 2 is 4, and then negative 2 to the power of 4 is negative 16, and then yeah, so 4.5 to the second power is 20.25. So next we have the modulo. So it uses the percentage sign, so you can divide like floats or integers to find the remainder. So if we did 7 divided by 3, right, we get 2 as the quotient, and then 1 as the remainder, and then it would output 1 in this case because we're using modulo. So if we divided 6 by 2, we'd get no remainder, so it would print 0. And then if we divided 54 by 14, we'd get a remainder of 12, and then it would output 12. So yeah, so if we did 8 divided by 5, we get 1.6, and then the remainder here, if we divide 8 by 5, we get 3, and then yeah. Now, do you guys have like any questions about that? Okay. So the print statement. So if I give you like the shell here, right, in Python, this part, not the shell, like the main editor over here, you can write print, and then in parentheses, you can write anything you want. You can like write a string. You can do addition, subtraction, like math inside of it. You can just print anything. So if we did that, we'd get an output of like hello everyone, and then 7, 8, 4, and 4. So yeah. So now we're going to do some string operators. So we can do addition. with strings. So if we did like hello plus hello, we get hello, hello. And then San plus Francisco, we get San Francisco. And then 22 plus 333 in strings, we get 22333. And then 123 plus high, we get 123 high in a full string. So you can't add like a string and an integer together. You can only add strings and strings, but you can multiply a string with the integer. So in this example here, so if we did like hello times 3, you can get hello, hello, hello. And then if we did like name times 5, we get like name, 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 name. And then 4 times 3 is 4, 4, 4. And then 12 times 2 is 12, 12. So it just repeats that same string a couple of times by the number you specify. Okay, so do you guys have any questions about that? Okay, so we'll just move on to some practice problems. So just try these problems out in the terminal using the previous notes. And then in the chat, just type out your answers of what you get. I'll give you some time to do it. Just try it out in PyCharm, in like the terminal.